All right, Anne Boleyn's Heraldic Badge Part 2, because I shut her down inadvertently. I'm not gonna edit shit in a fucking video editor to put shit into one video. If you didn't see Part 1 and you're watching this, you're fucking cursed. Don't do it. Check Part 1 for the why you don't want to watch this. Anne Boleyn's Heraldic Badge consists of a tree stump, some roses, white and red, or white falcon, crown, scepter, and this one has a G. Now, if you look up, if I try and ask Google why does Anne Boleyn's Heraldic Badge have a G, it says it doesn't. So that's funny because that's a very advanced G. I've also tried to have a dialogue with Google AI on how the G was an evolution. It was a pause. It was an evolution of humankind, the G. It doesn't recognize that either. This G is very elaborate, has some sort of dragon. Anyway, the coincidence is that I just recently, I've completed my altar here, folks. And I'm going to go over some weird items about the altar. Oh, I should probably light the freaking candle here real quick. Let's see if I can get her done. Doubtable. We got one. We got two. We got candles. All right. So it's funny that Anne Boleyn's Heraldic Badge has a G because, excuse me while I get my glasses here. This lion here, when I had the vision of Set, I was on major copium because it was very confusing. And I'm afraid to put a statue of Set in my altar because he's just so chaotic. So I got this Sekhmet thing. It has Horus and Sekhmet, which is a weird togetherness. And it's odd how this chain fits underneath Sekhmet's feet here. Sometimes I kiss Sekhmet's feet. But the lion, which is called Rain, very powerful amulet here, has a G on the back. That's weird. So that's a part of this whole, it's really, Queen Elizabeth is my highest, she's the one that has a permanent place in my heart, bound. Not like she has to be here, we're just in a thing. The rest are as welcome. Actually, this is where Elizabeth and Anne are kind of enshrined. Diana's over that way. They're on par, love to love, for the love of the game. So here's my Anne Boleyn memory box. This is some dank ass weed. Let's hit that real quick. Anne's watched over by the thinker. It's kind of an irony because this is Dante looking at, contemplating the figures that he has in hell, and there's Anne. She's being deeply contemplated because she's deeply in hell. You might notice her facial expression will change. Yeah, see. Anyway, I was watching a Lucy Churchill video. She has one of those. In order to complete this altar, I got one of these. This is called the Most Happy Badge. And it was struck in hopes of a boy. Anne Boleyn has these these big full lips here, and these big titties. She's also got a bug ass, but a little neck. So this actually completed the altar. See how well it fits right there, right next to Queen Elizabeth. I got these. That's the Henu pose that Set showed me. Because I want to get the Henu pose because the only thing I could see when I saw Set was the fact that he threw me a Henu pose and kind of danced in that position, moved crazily. Anyway, so the heraldic badge of Anne Boleyn has a falcon, Elizabeth was into the phoenix. I didn't know that when I got a phoenix, but Elizabeth maintained a phoenix in honor of Anne Boleyn. There's a phoenix there. That's a mini cost statue. It's made out of vermilion. Vermilion is a rose-colored gold as a result of 18 karat gold over silver. She's wearing gold and silver. Her clock is made out of gold and silver, which is a phenomenal piece. Gold and silver, Queen Elizabeth right there, and the Wright brothers. So, yeah, she was, I don't know if she had the vermilion. The thing about vermilion is it's associated with the Tudor rose, red, and it's known to be poisonous and toxic, the vermilion color, what you get the pigment color. But vermilion in this thing is actually safe. So it's kind of a juxtaposition. I can handle that safely, my mini Ka of Anne Boleyn. And this is actually my talisman setup. This is how it charges. I wear it. This actually, Phoenix will go under the lion. The full stack goes like this. Segment is like the perfect holder for it, weirdly. Right underneath her feet. Sometimes I put it right here. Actually, I take the lion out, but that works well too. So we'll leave it like that. The diamond, this fucking lion pendant is something else. Okay, so anyway, some weird, strange coincidences. What I keep in the box, so I gotta move the thinker a little bit. What I keep in the box is oh, look, a piece of amethyst. Oh, cool. Fire. These are chains that I wore on missions for a long time. These pendants I wore on missions for a long time. That's Coco and Maggie, Maltese dogs, 10 years mission for this woman. These coincidences were kind of brought upon me. And we're going to talk about how you have the ability in your perspective to gain these level of coincidences if you follow a higher calling, such as there's another portrait of Anne Boleyn. Now, the 007 coin here on the obverse features Queen Elizabeth with the Girls of Ireland and Great Britain tiara, which is a gift from Mary of Teck. It's a gift from the people to the monarch, kind of a sacred compact. And 007 is who I am, actually. I was the one who tried to save Queen Elizabeth. No one else actually did. But Queen Elizabeth is okay that she was murdered because it's her fault that the gang of people that murdered her. Now, there's a lot of gold coins out there. Coincidentally, I studied so hard and I thought I'll get the gyrfalcon because I like the way it hunts and I'm going to need this style of hunting for my deal out in California, for my work out in California. Primarily wore this in California, Utah. It's a 2016 coin. There's many coins out there. Coincidentally, of the two coins I have, the two coins I had already purchased for the box, I love it when I don't have to actually do the effort. I had to buy this box and then get the fucking talisman of magic. It was already presented to me. On this side is a Canadian portrait, a portrait done by a Canadian woman. It features Queen Elizabeth without a tiara. I think it might be the only one. It has a falcon, a white falcon on one side, as though it's some weird nod to Anne Boleyn's heraldic badge. That's a weird one. Anyway, so it's those kind of coincidences we're about to talk about. I just wanted to brief you on the altar. We're going to use that, all this power, energy, for this little video here where we're going to explain a couple things. I've also been getting the chakras. Those are all representations of the chakras. And so I'm going to put you up back over here and from this perspective, and then we'll finish this little thing. We're going to talk about ghosts and UFOs. That'll be fun, won't it? A little bit of manhandling. Oh, a two-parter. Shit, the first part's the warning. That's genius. Excited about that, folks. All right, here we go. Okay. So, weird coincidences in this altar. There's too many to mention. I get Wayne or the Wright brothers coins to represent my father's obtaining my inheritance, part of my inheritance from my father. Turns out Orville Wright was on burn on my birthday, and I'm at the Birth of Venus statue figuring this out. Yeah. So, Anne Boleyn's perspective. I'm in the room. I'm looking at her. When you're a sniper in Vietnam, when you're a soldier in Vietnam and you get to the dealing with snipers part, I get to light up a big doobie for the girls. So we can calm down. We say hi to Diana. Diana is just, and what is this gonna do? Am I gonna get wrecked in a car? Who's gonna get wrecked in a car next? Wrecked in a car. There's like 48% THC in a joint. All right. So when you're doing the sniper thing, you have to know where the sniper is. So I would do a thing with my troops back in my past lifetime in Vietnam where we always know where the sniper is. My best dude, David Williams, in this lifetime, this dude I told not to get a dog because it would get shot by the drug cartels. And it got shot by the drug cartels. Anyway, hundreds of those I've handed out. So you gotta walk through the fucking shit, my bros, and you gotta know where the fucking niggers that are gonna snipe your ass are gonna be. You gotta think like the nigger that's gonna snipe your ass. You gotta be more of a real nigger sniping nigger ass than the nigger that's gonna snipe your ass. So you practice, where's the sniper gonna be? A lot of people report that when they're dealing with ghosts, they can feel being watched. Yes, you're being watched. It's a perspective. You take your perspective with you to heaven. Ideally, you take it to heaven and don't have to harass people on planet Earth. But if you don't do it right, you might end up harassing people on planet Earth. Or, God forbid, someone has to come rescue your ass for ever having tried to fall in love with a monarch, etc. 50% THC. It's savage. It's called Cap Junkie or some shit. I had a dragon spark, but I already smoked it. Couldn't wait. Anyway, so they teach people when they're surveilling people not to look near them because humans have an innate ability to feel like when they're being watched. I went through this process when I was using Ouija boards in my house in Williston Green. I'll skip all that one. So I got in here. I think there was a bunch of people behind Anne, and I'm like, she has to know I'm here. I'm looking from where you're looking at. I'm looking down over here. I'm like, she has to know I'm here because I'm here. It was kind of like when I was channeling John Lennon. Did I say I can't read this book because I don't care about where his body ended up at? It's horrific. It's not like this book. This Hank bitch slaps fucking people for permanently. The best book of ever. his body was obviously shot in front of Yoko by Jay Hastings. Or, I don't want to read it. So, sniper awarenesses. So my crew knew where snipers would be. My best dude could sniper, and could get to a sniper before a sniper could get a shot off, or within a very short period of time, knock that thing out of the tree. And that's actually the dude, when I finally ended up getting throat shotted, I forced myself to get throat shotted, I watched him getting shot. So I don't know, I didn't do the dance because I had an M16, not because of my wife and kids. I don't want my wife and kids to see me do the dance. I'm about to do the dance. No, I can't do the dance because that'll be a disgrace. It is a bit of a disgrace. It's kind of a win too. Diana loves to dance. Anyway. So I go through this thing like, why am I fucking making this video for YouTube? Why would I be so stupid? I've never gotten an ounce of gratitude. I have no bond with any audience member on YouTube in I don't even know how long, 0. Which is great because I don't have that bind. But did we talk about the binding? We're not binding Diana, we're not binding Queen Elizabeth. They're called to, they're welcome to be here. They are here. They don't have to be here. Anyone else can call to them. Be wary, they will educate you. For example, I'll review briefly. When Queen Elizabeth, I see her by my car, she's like, I'm where you are. I'm walking down into my car, you know. Queen Elizabeth is by my car. My car's like right here. Queen Elizabeth is like right here. I'm like where you're at. And I'm looking down doing my thing and I'm like, whoa, beautiful chick. What are you doing here? And as I'm noticing that and going around to put the groceries, she's definitely moving around the car and I'm getting into this leg of set right next to me. And I'm like, huh? And it says, you might not want to look up to me, which now I understand was telling me I don't have the balls to face a daily battle to preserve the earth. Fair enough. I wasn't there. Welcome to the world of Johnny Frank Garrett, who is here also with us. Johnny Frank Garrett is going to be in your world. He's kind of the star of this video. So Johnny Frank Garrett, I went to where Johnny Frank Garrett lived. I was going to go talk to his mother about whether she thought Johnny was innocent because he was able to do all that shit from the afterlife. And Quackenbush was the only person I could get a hold of, but you know, he wasn't interested in talking to people, helping Johnny out in the afterlife. So I rode around and I ran into the place where I think his sister Tadea Benz was raped. And the building was open. It was actually, the roof was off. It was halfway in the middle of whatever you call that, demolition. So I walk in there and the feeling I got, I made it okay through most of it. And I got to this one room and I got this feeling of overwhelming confusion. I panicked, just wanted to get out. I wasn't scared exactly. Like it wasn't like, I gotta fucking get out of here. It was like, it's so many overwhelming imagery. The only thing I can do is get out of here. It's like oppression, fear, torture, horror. So I get out, feel better. And I think it's because Johnny wasn't innocent. And so when Seth's clowning me, so let me just say again, Queen Elizabeth, I see her here. She carves around this way. As I'm going around my car, she's standing by the door so I can kind of see her from over there. Seth's leg is like right here. And I never looked at Seth. I just noticed the leg. I hear the, do you might not look at me, and I'm looking at Queen Elizabeth, who has a pleasant smile on. She has, her expressions don't change grandly, but unless she's really happy, but even when she's really happy, it might just be a pleasant smile, which is really pleasant. So she's all happy, so I'm like, how can I be afraid to look up at the leg? She would be afraid. Obviously, these two came as a posse, or what the fuck? I wasn't know if I remember even thinking that. But so anyway, the leg goes, it was a cloudy day, and I could see the leg, the huge leg walking through the clouds, two legs. Then it did the arch across the sky thing. Then it squatted down, became smaller. As it would move forward, and then it would like catch up to itself, like as though a video was being fast forwarded, or it was speeding up time. And then the harder I tried to stare at it, the more it could do that. Like it was actually fluid, but very jarring. When I was like, it made it very hard to stare at because shit doesn't track that way IRL. Well, and the harder I tried to stare at him, the more he could go sideways and backwards and forwards. Although he didn't go backward as much as he went forward, he would do it less. It was usually like forward and then the weird back, and then if I really wanted to stare at him, he went like all out. But the one pose I got was Henu, which the Henu is actually with this. And so I looked in Google, and Google told me that Set can't do Henu. Of course he can't do Henu. There's no G in the heraldic badge of Anne Boleyn.